So today we're going to look at operations with polynomials as well as function notation. So let's look at adding and subtracting a polynomial. So what we want to do is just combine like terms. So I have my 4x squared and my 2x squared. When I add those together, I have 6x squared. I'm going to add my next terms, which is negative 5x and a positive 3x, which gets me negative 2x. Then I add my constants together, so I have 6 minus 1, which is 5. I can't combine any of these terms, so this would be my final answer, written in standard form. In this question, you have to watch that you have a negative sign, so you are subtracting. So what that does is change all the signs of all the terms in the second parenthesis. So notice that my negative 4x squared becomes a positive, my 9x becomes a negative 9x, and that negative 5 becomes a positive 5. Then I do what I did in the previous example, is I just combine my like terms. I'm going to get 10x squared. Then I'm going to get a negative 16x. And then 8 and the 5 is going to get me 13. Again, written in standard form. In this question, I'm going to multiply. So I'm going to multiply that negative 2a with the negative 3a squared, which is going to get me a 6a to the third power, or 6a cubed. When I multiply the next term, I'm going to get a positive 22 and then a squared. And then when I multiply with my very last term, I'm going to get a negative 40 with the a. Now in this multiplication question, we are multiplying a binomial with a trinomial. So you could go ahead and distribute, just like you did in the previous example, but just so we don't lose any terms or we forget to multiply anything, we can use the same box method we did when we multiplied two binomials together. So I'm going to make a 2 by 3 box now, and then you can go ahead and multiply. This just keeps everything organized. So you get x to the third, and then 4x squared, and then 16x with my first row. And with the second row, I get negative 3x squared, and then a minus 12x, and then a negative 48. Now I have my x cubed coming first, and then what you'll see is that you could actually go ahead and combine your x squares together, which is going to get you a positive x squared. You also can combine the x terms together, which gets you a 4x. And the very last term is just the constant, which is a negative 48. So we talked about operations with polynomials. Now we'll look at polynomials with function notation. So in this example, I'm going to look at g of x is equal to x squared plus 8. So the first thing that we want to do is say, okay, I'm going to take that expression k plus 3, and I'm going to substitute it in for that x. So I'm going to replace. Now notice with the k plus 3 and that quantity is squared, it's really the same thing as me writing that expression twice. So don't distribute that exponent in. So now you can FOIL or use the box method, and then you can combine your like terms together. Then you can combine your constants together and gets a final answer of k squared plus 6k plus 17. Okay, so here we have another example of function notation with a polynomial. Now go ahead and take that 2d minus 3, and I'm going to substitute for x in the x squared and the x with the 5. So again, make sure you remember that the 2d minus 3 squared is written out twice. And then you can distribute the 5 in with the 2d, which gets you 10d, and then the 5 and the negative 3, which gets you a minus 15. I can go ahead and FOIL or use the box method. I can combine my like terms together, which is going to get me that minus 12d as my middle term. Now you can combine like terms together. So the negative 12d plus the 10d is going to get you that minus 2d. Then the 9 and the minus 12 is going to get you that negative 3. So here are some things for you to remember. Make sure that you combine like terms when adding or subtracting polynomials, and also be sure to substitute the expression for each variable. I hope this video was helpful and that you learn how to do operations with polynomials and also function notation. Thanks for watching and have a great day!